All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Russell Daniels, and we're going to get this party started. So let's go ahead and start with our theme video, and then we're going to be ready to rock and roll for our Thursday night special presentation. All right, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our theme video for our particular organization, and we always like to play that and get started with everybody to get the meeting started. Everybody in the right mindset. FMC, Team FMC 2.0. So now we're ready to rock and roll. Everything is set up. I do believe everybody can see my screen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Russell Daniels. I'm going to be your host for tonight. A little bit about myself. I am from Miami, Florida. I've been involved with the MLM industry now for approaching 30 years. God's blessed me to have a great career, but more than that, He's blessed me to be able to help a lot of other people and be a blessing in a lot of other people's lives. I tell you, I really love this industry for that. Met a lot of great friends throughout the years. But ladies and gentlemen, enough about me. Let's go ahead on and talk about what we came here to talk about tonight. And that is Team FMC 2.0, where we simply believe in building the team first. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Tell you a little bit about us. Now, FMC stands for Future Millionaires Club. You got to love that name, right? Future Millionaires Club. The purpose of Future Millionaires Club, if you want to know the purpose, understand the true meaning of it, you simply just reverse the name. We are a club that is creating millionaires for the future. Okay, and we use that term is currently. That's what we are doing. Now, we've been tinkering with this concept for about 20 years, and guess what, guys? We are still tinkering with it. Okay, ask our members on the phone. Now, and we're always going to be updating everything with Team FMC. Now, one big thing that we want everybody to know is we are not an MLM company at all. We're simply an organization of like-minded people who have come together for a common purpose. Now, let's talk about that purpose for a minute, guys. Um, let me go back one slide. Move some of the stuff out my way. Now, let's talk about that purpose. Again, I've been involved with this industry for approaching 30 years, right around 28 years. And in my 28-year career, ladies and gentlemen, I've realized that there is a challenge. For lack of a better word, there is a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Okay. And the problem is this industry has been around for 90 years or more. Now, it is a derivative of the insurance industry, but it has produced a result. And the result is 80-20, which simply means 80% of the people in this industry are failing, not making no money. Only about 20% of the people in this industry are making money. Now, when you look at those number 80% not making money, ladies and gentlemen, in any other industry, any other company, that would be a failing rate and the company would be out of business. But MLM is structured a little bit different and we just kind of fall in love with it. We stick around even though we ain't making no money. But that's a problem. Okay. Now, now that you understand the problem, and the problem in this industry is just a result. Those are just the facts. 80% of people not making no money. Well, you got to look a little bit deeper and understand how the MLM industry derives at this problem. Well, it's because of the business model. You see, the current MLM business model goes a little something like this. I'm gonna give you a quick analogy, okay? Someone will invite you out to a conference call like this, or you will get invited to a hotel meeting. And once you arrive at that hotel meeting, you're going to be introduced to a wonderful CEO. I'm talking about this guy's probably bad to the bone. He is probably a billionaire and just got a great reputation of success in business. And then they're gonna have a great product. I'm talking about a product that actually works and does what it says it's gonna do. Then on top of that, they're gonna have an even more amazing compensation plan that will pay you more in 1 month than what would most people make all year. Then on top of that, they do this little thing called documentation beats conversation all the time. So they actually march about 3 or 4 people across the stage. These are 3 or 4 documented people who are actually making 25, 50, 100 grand a month. Okay. Now, you done sat through this meeting for an hour and seen all of this wonderful stuff. Tell me what you're gonna do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you what generally happens to me, what I normally do. Okay. Generally about the part when they get around to their documentation stuff, they start marching these people across the stage making 25, 50, 100 grand a month. Ladies and gentlemen, right about then, I get a warm feeling in my chest. My feet start patting. I grab the pen, start feeling around. I get a warm feeling in my chest. But at the same time, I get a scared feeling in my stomach. You know what that means? That means I am excited. I have got excited about this program. But here's one thing I've learned. Can teach you guys a little secret here. Always learn to keep it cool. See, when my sponsor at the end of the meeting, I always come to you and say, Russell, what you like best about the meeting, man? You ready to get started? So I always say, here's what y'all got to do. Keep it cool. Never let them see you sweat. I always say, listen, man, I'm a businessman. I don't just sign up over the night. I got to take a 2 or 3 days and I got to pray about this thing. I got to talk to my wife about this thing. What they really saying, what they really mean, I got to check the bank account. But never let them see you sweat. Now, here's what happens. Okay. So now you go home, you get a little praying, but you lay there. I know all y'all can attest. I know every one of y'all on this phone done did this before. You lay there and guess what? You can't even sleep. You so excited. You just toss and turn all night, Bill, all night thinking about you're going to be making 50, 100 grand a month. You're going to buy your grandmama a new car, your mom and dad a new house. You're going to set up everybody. You're going to save the family. Well, then you wake up the next morning and you call your sponsor and say, sir, sign me up. And then you say you get signed up and you say, what do I do, Mr. Sponsor? Mr. Sponsor, he say, sick 'em. What do you mean, sick 'em? If you go out and build you a team just like them fellas did last night, you can make you 25, 50, 100 grand a month too. Ladies and gentlemen, there lies the problem. Building a team. 80% of the people in this, that's why it's failing. That's why 80% fail because they don't understand building a team. Think about this for a minute. You've been on your job. Somebody's been on a job for 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. That's all they know. And then somebody convinced them to come to a meeting. They get excited. They sign up. They know nothing about team building. They haven't developed the leadership skills that they had to even build a team. And we know that takes a couple of years. So we hang around, but most people don't make it that far. So now we understand what the problem is. Okay, 80% of the people can't build a team, but why? The business model. See, here's the business model. You join the company first. Wake up excited in the morning, pull your credit card out, call yours, and you join by yourself. And what your sponsor tell you to do second? Build the team second. That's the problem. Join the company first, build the team second. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's the problem. Now, my grandmother, when I was raised by my grandparents, my grandmother always told me, say, Russell, listen, son, get your nappy head back out there and solve the problem. Don't come here and complain about no problems. Go find the solution. And I couldn't come back in the house. I was going to get a beat. I had to find that solution. So I was kind of wired like that, So when I realized the problem, I said, you know what, man, let me see what, it got to be a better way. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our solution. Our solution is instead of joining the company first by your lonesome, what if we were to build a team first? What if we join the company second with the team already in place? Then at that point in time, wow, we can join more than one company. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our solution, and we're going to stick with it. And better than sticking with it, we're going to actually show you how we're going to actually make this work. Now, what we want to do now is, if I can get my slide to move, there we go. So we're going to talk about our vision. All right, now, our vision is to create multiple streams of income in our community. And we're going to do that through the concept of building a team first. Okay. So it's really, let me just read the slide. We would then identify programs through our research and development department, programs which fit our criteria. And then we're going to join them strategically with massive numbers. Now, our vision will become a reality through an organized, methodical, and systematic plan. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the most important part of this whole thing right here. Organized, methodical, systematic plan. That is what we are going to show you tonight. But tonight is a special thing, okay? We're only going to be able to show you half of it because we got a featured we're already in the plan. Okay, we're already in phase one, we're in phase two, we're in phase three. We creating three streams of income. So phase three is our financial education. We featured that tonight. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So let me keep it moving. But I just want to let you know we're going to show you half the plan. But let's reiterate our concept. Build the community first. See, ladies and gentlemen, once you build the community first, it has some benefits attached to it. You see that word right there, that sign right there? And see, these are the benefits. And you're going to be able to create multiple streams of income for building the team first. All right. Now, right here it says, with the new and exciting build the community first concept, it is possible to think bigger and create multiple streams of income. Instead of receiving 20 or $40,000 a month residually from just one opportunity, you can now receive 20 or $40,000 a month residually from several different opportunities. Because of the advancement of technology, the number of great opportunities, and experience of expert leadership, our concept is very exciting, refreshing, and doable. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's the magic of always thinking big. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump right into it because we're limited on time tonight. We want to show you a part of our plan. Okay, let me check my time. We're going to show you the first part of our plan. And the first part of our plan basically is we're going to show you our flow chart. And what this flow chart represents is clarity. Clarity, ladies and gentlemen. In order to get somewhere, you got to know where you're going. So what we've took the privilege of doing is we have researched 30 different programs over the last 6 months. And we have chose these six. These six have made the team, they made the cut. Okay, now we have certain criteria that we, you know, how we choose these teams. But the main thing that I want you to understand is this is going to play critical. We know where we're going at. We know exactly what the next uh, income streams are going to be by showing you right here. Now, I'm from Miami. Being from Miami, I often sit out on the beach and I watch the big ships go by. Now I sit on the beach. I ain't saying nothing about getting in no water. You know, they got sharks out there. I don't play all that there. So I like to sit on the beach and I watch the ships go by. But these are big ships. I'm talking about they got hundreds of millions of dollars worth of merchandise on these ships, ladies and gentlemen. And before these ships ever leave Miami, these big cargo ships, they already know exactly where they're going. Okay, they're going to sell into about 5 or 10 different ports. It might take them a month or 2 months to get back. But before they leave Miami, they know exactly where they're going. And so this is what this illustration, we know exactly where we're going. It's all mapped out. Okay. Now, so now that you understand that, well, you say, man, Russell, 6 companies, that's a lot of companies, man. How you gonna pull out? How you gonna do that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me rephrase the question. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's the same way we're going to show y'all how to get these 6 streams of income. But we're going to do it in phases, one phase at a time. Okay, now each phase has a specific purpose. In phase one, the specific purpose of it is to build a team. 90% of our focus in phase one is to build the team. Now remember, all 6 of these programs, we like to refer to them as streams of income because we don't really get caught up into the network marketing hype of, I got the best company, I got the best product, whatever. We just want the money. Okay, long as your company does what it says it's gonna do, your product does what it says it's gonna do, your company pay on time and all that good stuff, we just looking for 6 streams of income. And we're gonna find the best 6 companies that's gonna make that happen for us. So now each phase has a purpose. Phase one, the main purpose is to build the team. 90% of our time is focused on there. Now, of course, phase one has a stream of income, $77,000. One of the reasons why we chose phase one because it's only $10, because that takes away the objection of I don't have 3, 4, 500, $2,000 to join your program. Everybody can afford $10. Okay, so it takes away that objection. Now, what I don't want you to do, and I got to speak on this very, very, this is a very important part. What I don't want you to do is get caught up into the 77,000. You see that? Yeah, it pays out 77,000 during the course of us building this team, but our purpose is not focus on the money in there. It's a focus on the team because once we get the team built, the money will follow phase 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're gonna create an income like you've never seen before. Again, instead of getting 20, 30, $40,000 from one company, we're going to be getting 20, 30, $40,000 from 6 different companies over a time, over, the period of time, year or two. Now, but if we get this right, phase one, the rest going to take care of itself. Now, let me speak on phase one. It's a $10 program. The compensation structure is the most important part. Everything, all 5 of the other phases hinges off of the compensation structure in phase one. Phase one is a 3 by 4 matrix, okay, which simply means that everybody got to get 3 people. You get your 3, those 3 get their 3, you're going to have 9 on your second level. Those 9 get their 3, 27 on the third level, okay? That's how we build the team out. But now, let me just say this to you because, we have a lot of fun here with FMC, and but we also very serious about what we do. Okay, this is business. Now we have some standards here in FMC. Now you can join ORR and it's only $10, okay, on your own. But if you want to be a part of FMC, if you want to join through our community and our terms of agreement, everybody got to get 3 people. This program only works one way, and that's everybody got to get 3 people. It doesn't work 2 ways, 3 or 4. It only works one way. Everybody who joins FMC must get 3 people. Now, if you don't agree to those terms, then FMC may not be for you. And we understand that FMC is not for everybody. Okay, that's cool. So if it's not for you, hey, we appreciate you for getting on the call. But if it is for you, just understand something. We're very serious about what we do. Everybody must get 3 people. All right, now that we got that part out the way, we can keep on moving. So now, phase one, when we build a team in phase one, 3 people, boom. Here's what's going to happen. Now, let's talk about phase 2 real quick. Phase 2, it is our health and wellness program. Okay, we put that there because your health is more important than your wealth. But I don't want to talk too much about that tonight. We talked about that last night on Wednesday nights. But I just want to understand that once we rotate the team into phase two against the odds is a 3 by 4 matrix compensation plan. Now, red light should be going off in your head right now because think about what I just said. In phase one, we pre-built a team 3, 9, 27, 81, 273, so forth and so on. And then when we have an assigned date, we transition the team into phase 2, already pre-built in a nice little package. We're going to put a bow on it, okay? And then we're just going to transition the team at an assigned date into phase 2, already pre-built. So ladies and gentlemen, just check this out. You ain't never, ever, well, put it like, let me rephrase that. You only got one more time in your life to build that list. Build that list. Get your 3 people in phase 1. When we go to phase 2, guess what? You ain't never, ever got to build another list because we did it in phase 1. Okay? Now, y'all see how that go. Now, as we transition to phase 2, 3, which is tonight's featured program, MWR, all we're going to take that same team because guess how MWR compensation plan is structured? It's a 3 by 4 matrix. So the same team that we built in phase 1, transitioning in phase 2 at an assigned date, we're going to take that same team and transition in phase 3 at an assigned date. Okay, now phase 4, 5, and 6 work the exact same way. Now, I'm going to cut this short right here because we do have our featured program tonight. We're right on time. It's 8:23. We got about 2 more minutes. We're going to bring them on about 8:25. So let me close this out real quick. My part, at least. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's FMC. That's the concept of FMC. Now, we're not going to get into this tonight, but we do have another part of this plan. I'm going to give you a sneak preview of it. This is what we call our GPS navigation system. This is our smart chart. This thing got artificial intelligence built up in it. That's right. My brain wrapped all up in it. So now, when we come back, Mondays and Tuesdays, we're going to break this down. It's going to show you how we're going to get into all 6 programs. It's going to show you the who, the when, the where, the what, and the how. Okay, but you can't see that tonight. You got to come back Monday because we got something special for tonight. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we want to present to you our special featured program for tonight. MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. We chose MWR as phase 3 because right after your health, okay, phase 2 is your health and wellness. Well, right after that, we think it's important that we get your financial health in order. Okay, this program does some wonderful things, and we're going to share that with you now. I don't want to get into it. We got a special guest, the #1 income earner in the whole entire company, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Brian Bean is here tonight, and let's check this out. He ain't new to this. This ain't his first time being the #1 income earner in a company. Every company he get into, he a #1 income earner because the boy just bad to the bone. Okay, so now, with that being said, Coach Trevor and Brian Bean, wait a minute, wait. Guys, don't come up.
I sent you a message.
Okay, all right, cool. Give me 1 second. I got something to do before I bring you guys in. You know, we created a special video for MWR. So we want to promote everything that we do.
Nice showing.
Can't see the video.
We're not seeing the video.
All
Man,
right,
Team
cool.
FMC Community Flowchart still.
All right, cool. Let me stop share. Okay, reshare. Okay, sound, video. All right, let's go. All right, guys, here we go. Let's get started. All right, guys. There it is, man. Let's once again welcome to our Thursday night special presentation featuring Mr. Brian Bean. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to bring up our special guest, Mr. Brian Bean, and you can go ahead, sir, and take it away. Let me make you host.
Yes, Russell. How you doing?
Sir.
This
Hey,
is Coach
what's up,
T, real
Coach?
quick. Just want to let you know that the corporate call is getting ready to come on. Brian is going to be available, and he just sent me a text at 9:30. He said, can he come back after the call? Because we're so close to the 8:30 margin that they have scheduled on Thursdays. Is that all right?
So you want to come back in at 9:30?
Yes, because he has a special presentation he wants to do for Team FMC for sure.
All right, cool.
As he said, he just sent me the text a couple of minutes ago.
All right, cool. So what do we want to do? You want to log into the
Yeah, like you did last week, because this is a great on Thursdays with MWR, they do have corporate trainings where you can meet the vendors and our firms that we're connected to. It's very informational to understand how powerful this financial strategy system is. It's not a one-trick pony, and they're actually going to be adding more components in the next 30, 60, 90 days. That's going to blow everybody's mind. We're actually in the basement. We're in the cellar. We're in the foundation of what really is going to happen with this opportunity, including pay increase at every position, daily pay. They're really going to be doing some things that's going to give a lot of confirmation of why Team FMC actually found this opportunity, and this opportunity found everybody that's involved with what y'all are doing with the 3-point, with the force matrix, the structure of what y'all are doing, and how it's such a perfect fit. It blows my mind every day when I'm working with people that are connected to Team FMC and what you already have in place. Y'all can really rock this comp plan with what you're already putting together, what you put together before getting here. So I want to encourage everyone, get in position. Everyone get in position for what's coming. And first movers advantage. I highly, if it's whatever you got to do, Just make sure everybody's in position. But Brian does want to do a special presentation because he gets information that I don't get. Sometimes I'm a fly on the wall. I do hear some stuff. And I'm being honest with you. You want to learn who these vendors are so that you know who's really you're in partnership with. MWR is a pass-through company that gives us exclusive membership and permission to work with these companies that work with some of the wealthiest people in the country. This is very unique. So the people that's going to be on there tonight is the PRA. So if you're able to bridge in to that conference call, it'll blow your mind with what's really going on with money. Go ahead, Russell.
What I need you to do, could you email me that link?
Okay, I believe it's the one I emailed you last Thursday, but I'll send it to you again.
I'm looking for, I'm searching for it now.
I'll send it to you right.
Service at PayPal. Let's see. Yeah, we plug into that call tonight, guys. And
Brian will be at 9:30. For
okay,
sure.
Cool.
Yep, he said, well, that work. And plus it gives people time to invite some people. Okay.
Yeah, we work late around here anyway, so.
There's no problem. All right. I'm gonna send that website. I believe I sent it to you a little earlier today. If you text the text right.
But I gotta show this on the email.
Oh, I got to send to your email. I got you. I'm gonna send to your email right now. There we go.
All right.
It's coming now. Hello. Share. Email.
All right, let me see.
What's your email, Russell? Again?
Think big MLM1 at Gmail.
Okay, it goes right there. Send. I just sent it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, just got it. So let's go back here. Okay, let's share screen again. And it's gonna be Can y'all see my screen? Inbox.
Says controls and alerts.
Okay. All right, let me just reshare. Sound is on. All right, y'all should be able to see my screen now. So let's go ahead and join this meeting.
Welcome to the MWR Financial Conference Line.
Okay.
Muted. The recording has started.
Business fail, and then you shut them down, right? They typically don't have the capital or the wherewithal. right? They're doing their best to build their
Yep.
business. They're looking for the American dream just like anybody else. But when you shut down an economy, not only did those employees get hurt, business owners, etc., which then forces people that had great savings to dip into savings, right? We've had 24 months of people that have now been burning through their savings. We've got a dollar that doesn't purchase now what it's purchased in the past. You look at what we call the CPI index, which is a really fancy acronym for the inflation, basically where inflation currently is.
Green,
The
Russell.
study we see today is right around 8%. There's third parties that say it's probably close to
Go to the,
11%.
presentation
there's
slides from the gentleman.
People that evaluate all aspects of life that say it could be north of 20%. So who you choose to listen to is critical. But even if it's only 8% to where our dollar is inflated, that means having your money make money is more critical now than it's ever been in history. Because the banks, they're certainly not paying us for keeping money there. I don't know of one bank that pays over 1% today, which is kind of strange because it's not like there's less banks that we see on every corner. They've multiplied, and they've done it, X amount of times. It's like you could throw a rock and basically hit a bank. There's almost as many banks today as there are homes for people, and that's the world that we're in. So when we look at where we've been over the last few years, we had $2.3 trillion that was effectively paid out in the form of a stimulus bill. Again, the only thing that we feel like it stimulated was inflation. We've got 401ks that are down over 25% within the last 12 months. It could be as high as 30%, depending on when you bought in. Let's understand the gravity of that. 25%. That is 25 cents on the dollar. You have $1 million in an IRA or a 401k. It's probably going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. So what does that mean for everyday Americans? Well, let's talk about taxes, because now we've accumulated as a country over $30 trillion. And when you think about our administration, are they spending less money or do they tend to spend more money? We've got a bill on the docket, the Green Energy Bill, which is the most expensive bill we've ever had historically. And by the way, this has nothing to do with left or right. I don't care which aisle that you sit, you're sitting on. It's not only this administration that's overspent, it's the 25 administrations prior. I have yet to see a president in my lifetime. I'm 33 years young. I've had a very illustrious career. I've sat down with many people that make an incredible living. And during my 33 years, I've yet to see one president that spends less and not more. That's a big challenge. Think of this from your own perspective. If you, as an American, spend more than you bring in, what's likely going to happen? You're going to be homeless, or you're going to be controlled by debt, which most people are at currently. 83% savings down over the last couple of years, which means if we've got less in the bank, we're then piling up credit card debt. One of the things that we're going to talk about today is that those that understand compound interest, they earn it, and those that do not pay it. There's 4 cornerstones of an investment, my friends. And when we look at what are the qualities that I want in a perfect opportunity, well, number 1, growth has to be at the top of the list. Because if inflation's up over 8%, my money has to make no less than 8%. Those are just the demands to continue to maintain your same purchasing power. But if it's going to grow, we also have to marry that with some safety, don't we? Because as we see today, some of what we've got, again, 22 months of gains that were wiped out within the last 4 months. Those are some very challenging numbers. It needs to also have tax advantages. Because if we've got debt that totals over $30 trillion as a country, what is the fastest, and not even the fastest, let's just look at it historically. How has the government historically tackled debt? It's never reduced spending. It's always been, well, let's increase taxes. So if we're going to increase taxes, that means we need vehicles that are not controlled by our tax system that's going to be voted in at a later time. We also want to make sure that we have protection, that when we pass on, that money goes to the people we love most. There's nothing more frustrating than when we pass on. We've had family members, and I know that you guys have seen this in the news as well, that somebody that did not set their family up for success, whether it be via trust or a will, it ends up going to the person that they didn't want it to go to, right? It's like that uncle that kind of sneaks in, slithers in, and gets access to all the rewards, yet he's added no value. Well, that's very simply, in my opinion, Uncle Sam as well. So we want to make sure that that money goes to the proper places. So where are we at currently, guys? We've talked about growth, safety, tax advantages. We want to make sure that we also protect our money. But the demographics of life are very unique. We are currently in the greatest retirement crisis in the history of the world. That means since the dawn of time. We've got less people getting to a lifestyle that they're proud of than we've ever seen. And what's more interesting about that is we have baby boomers that are now to the point to where they're going to get into retirement. They are the largest section of population that we have as Americans. And in the coming decades, there's millions to retire into poverty. And they're now getting too frail to work, too poor to retire. It's becoming the new normal. People are now trying to live on fixed budgets or fixed income budgets. And the dollar, again, it just doesn't stretch like it used to. It's not, you don't have the ability to buy groceries from the 70s that you can buy today. I went to Costco. We got like 8 things and spent over $400. It blows my mind. $100 carried much further in the past. But why did this happen? Because we've got pensions that were back in the 80s, which for those of my friends that don't remember what a pension is, it was very simply an agreement between an employee and employer. So whoever was employing, right, and the employer, that you would work for them for a set period of time. You'd effectively vest, or they would guarantee to pay you out a certain base of income based on how much time you spent with the company. So whether that was 10, 20, 30, 40 years, depending on their model, you would work for them. They say thank you so much for your service, and then at retirement they would send you away with a gold watch, and then you'd have guaranteed income for life. Now what was the issue there is that we found that not every pension manager was good at their job. There was a ton of pensions that were mismanaged. Anybody remember Enron? Not a very good company, were they? They were one of those companies that mismanaged a pension. They had people that worked for them for 40 years and saw nothing for their efforts. So what did that do to the industry? Well, it kind of created a little bit of scare because they realized that if the managers don't produce the results, well, then they've made all these promises they can't keep. And as a company, that means you've got more liability. Not only are you required to pay your employees, but you also have to make sure that you've got another end of liability, which is the pension. So enter in the 401k. And by the way, a 401k, when it was originally designed by Ted Benna, he goes on record and talks about how it was only intended for some higher-end executives, higher-ups, because they wanted to have the ability to continue to defer their income. Well, they noticed that, gosh, we could probably, start to wean everybody off these pension programs, get them involved in 401ks, have their retirement based on their own decisions. Let's reduce our liability in the bottom line, and that's where we started to see a tremendous shift. You see, back in the 80s, 60% of companies had pensions. Back in now fast forward to 2016, only 4% of companies now hold pensions. You think about that 6 years later, the number starts to shrink and get smaller and smaller and smaller. Most places that you work, the only reason you know that it's a pension is if it's government-based. There's just not a lot of pensions today because of the risk that the company has. They've now turned their model to where it's your responsibility to retire. But you guys work 40 hours, or 45 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours a week. I know that you work very hard. And the ugly truth is that the 401k has been a lousy product and it's been a financial flop. Don't take my word for it. Ask people that are retiring. Are they retiring in the lifestyle that they want, or are they typically having to push out those retirement dates? Think about right now where most people, if you're at the age of 55 and you're losing 30% 5 years prior to you retiring, there's something called something in this industry that we call sequence of return risk. And if you take a loss 10 years prior to your retirement date or 10 years after, the likelihood that you're going to have income to be able to support you for over 30 years is about 10%. I mean, those are not great odds, by the way. And most of my people, most of the people that know odds, you're not going to take those odds to Vegas because, you know, it's not a great outcome. But retirement dreams that are disappearing with 401ks, you can look at all these different reasons, all these major articles. You can see Forbes has posted, or you know, there's a ton of information out there. But what are the three major reasons? We talked about stock market risk or sequence of return risk. If you lose 10 years prior to your retirement date or 10 years after, which statistically most markets will turn over every 10 years, that retirement game becomes a lot more difficult. The other side is hidden and excessive fees, 30%. Every 1% cost that you have within an investment will typically rob you of a decade of income. So if you're paying somebody, which most 401ks have a 30% cost built into it, which is 3% over long term, that means that you're losing potentially 30 years of income. Excessive fees, tax risk. In the future, do you guys think the taxes are going to be the same, lower, or higher? You don't even have to think about it very hard. Most people, it's going to be higher. Historically, our tax system is the lowest we've seen in 80 years. 80 years. So let's talk about where 401ks did have a great place. Because there's been a lot of good things that 401ks have done for a very long time. Because back when Ronald Reagan was a president, there was something that just happened to where we came out of a world war. And taxes at that time, we know that wars are expensive, right? So taxes have to be, you know, higher than normal because we're funding freedom at that point. So taxes could have been as high as 90+% depending on where your income was. So what did a 401k provide? It deferred. It means I'm not going to pay at the 90 cents on the dollar. I'm going to defer it because likely taxes will be much less in the future. Well, that's happened. The last 70 years, we've seen that happen. Taxes are now the lowest they've been. But where are we trending is always the question. And if you knew that you could pay taxes today and never pay them in the future, would you do it? It's very simply like paying tax on the seed versus the harvest before all the hard work is done. I grew up on a farm. I planted many things. Alfalfa was something that I've done, you know, way too many hours to count, and I'll tell you what, I didn't like it. It's very tough work. It's very humble work. And it takes a lot of, you know, you have to pay attention to not only where you plant it, but you got to beat off every insect on the planet. You got to make sure that there's no gophers around. You really have to manage the harvest to make sure that you're getting your money out of your time that you spend on curating and making sure that it's going to grow effectively. That's very simply or very similar to the 401k program. Do you want to pay it at the beginning when you're just starting, or do you want to pay taxes after you've done all the hard work? So the retirement gamble currently, in the old way of thinking that most people are familiar with, is, guys, let's use pre-tax dollars. Let's invest in that 401k. Let's contribute as much as possible and receive a limited match from your employer. Also, that you can fund your retirement and pay taxes later. The post-pension era is a mindset. It's literally been burned into the American psyche. Again, I'm 33 years young. I've seen a lot, and I've helped a lot of people. But every single person that I sit down with, whether they're my age or a little bit older, they're getting close to that baby boomer age, they've all been taught the same thing. And what got their father into retirement is not necessarily what will get them to retirement, or what we'll use, millennials or people that are close to their 40s, just, you know, kind of inching towards that 50-year mark. What you'll use is going to be very different than what your father and grandfather have used to get into retirement. So let's talk a little bit about how the rules have changed, because saving and using after-tax dollars and paying taxes on the seed, not the harvest, we talked about that. And I'm a strong believer about making sure that you take as much free money as you can, but make sure that not to put any money above what they're going to match. That's very simply Russian roulette. And when we think about where we're heading, again, your goal is to grow your money with zero risk, access your retirement dollars tax-free, and create an income that's going to be tax-free for your inheritors as well. We want to make sure that the money that we make in this lifetime, that it's going to pass down to those that we love the most and not pass down a tax bill. I mean, I think about this and speaking to many people, they want to make sure that the least amount goes to the government, not the most amount. They've already proven their track record. We already know they overspend. They don't handle our money. What's frustrating to me is I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. We've got a pothole that's been less than a mile, not even a mile. I'll say it's a quarter mile away from my house, And it's been there for 5 stinking years. And it's like, gosh, what do we pay taxes for if they're not going to improve these road systems in our communities? Now, the investment options and what we've currently been taught is, most people are familiar with taxed now types of investments: mutual funds, stocks, savings, CDs, bonds, treasuries. Something to where you have a 1099, basically a love letter from the government that we pay on every single year. Now, the tax later bucket is something to where people are very familiar with as well. Defer now, pay later, 401k programs, 403bs, IRAs, annuities, fixed variable accounts, and savings bonds. Well, do you know enough about the tax never bucket? Most people, they're only familiar with the Roth IRA, which, believe me, one of my favorite vehicles, and often we use those. But nobody knows about PRAs. Nobody knows about these tax-free retirement vehicles outside of the Roth programs. So if you're looking at these 3 different categories here, which one would you choose? I'd choose to build my empire, right? Pay the tax man now, build my empire, and never pay them ever again. Don't pay the later. So when we think about where we're currently at financially as an economy, are you remembering 2008? Are you starting to feel a little bit of that sting? Is it over? I don't know. If we had a crystal ball, life would be incredible, but nobody knows where it's heading, but we do know that there's money that's being lost. 25 cents on the dollar could be as high as 30 cents on the dollar. The average loss in 2008 was over 40%. And when we look at the effects of money that you lose on your retirement accounts, most people think, well, if I lose 10%, I simply need to gain 10% to get back to the number I was prior. But when we look at the effect, the cause and effect of losing money, it's very different. If you have $100,000, a 6-figure income that you're, or 6-figure dollar amount that you start with, and you take a 10% loss in the market, you're left with a $90,000 budget balance. How do you get back to where you were the year prior? Well, you need an 11.1% return just to make it back even to where you were the year prior. So let's jump down in the middle where people currently are. If you had $100,000 in the market, you take a 25% haircut, meaning you lose money. Your new balance is $75,000, which means you need a 33% return just to get back to the number you were the year before. Well, what if you take a 40% loss like we saw in 2008? If you had $100,000, you lose 40% of the value. The new balance is $60,000. You need a 66.7% return just to get back to where you were the year prior. So what do we need to pay attention to? Often most investors will look at what? Averages. In my humble opinion, averages are used as marketing tactics for people to paint a big picture. Because when you look at the cause and effect over what we call the lost decade, basically was the 10-year time frame of the year 2000 to 2009, you would have averaged a 1% return, but you would have lost $90,000. How do we lose money on a positive average? Because what we need to focus on is not the average return. We need to start to focus on the balance in these accounts, because that's what's meaningful. Do I have more money than I began with? And if I do, great, you're doing your job. If I don't, right, we need to fix something. What's the one industry in the world to where someone can fail at their job and still get paid? Money managers. Edward Jones, Merrill Lynch, right, guys that are supposed to, they've got great suits, but if they lose your money, do they still get paid? When I was loading semis, it's about 13 years ago at this point. If I didn't load that, that semi, I did not get paid. Again, there's only one industry in the world where you can get paid, irregardless of whether you produce results or not. But what the wealthy know that most people don't is, according to the Federal Reserve, my friend, the richest 10% of Americans own over half of the tax-free investments. So 10% of our population own over half of the tax-free investment gains. Families in the bottom half of the net worth percentiles own just 6.5% of the tax-free assets. What does that mean? Is that we're taking the wrong advice. We're listening from people, we're taking advice from people that we love, not people that have the results or the lifestyle that we want. How many times have you asked your wealthy friends on what they're doing? Maybe that's a consideration. And what level of wealth should, do you want to attain? If you're somebody that's, wanting $10 million in net worth, probably listen to the guy that has over $10 million in net worth and ask and inquire what he currently does. Because the stats are those top 10%, they own half of the tax-free investment gains. That's, a small section of the population. because success leaves clues. Wealth is not, created by accident. It's very easy to get rich in this world. It's very difficult to maintain wealth. Rich is something that happens. Wealth is a mindset. How do we know this to be true? We've seen people that are janitors that win over $500 million, $500 million. A janitor that wins $500 million on a Powerball, and he's back to being a janitor 5 years later. I don't know anybody that can spend $500 million in 5 years, but I guess they keep finding the people. Because that's not one person that we've seen. We've seen, 5 or 10 people that will continue that cycle. So guys, the new way to do things is very simply, we want safety, we want tax-free, we want accelerated living benefits to where accounts that are going to help you if you do get sick. Most people, they file bankruptcy for 2 reasons. One is divorce. The second is for medical expenses. The sad truth is that our food today is less food than it's ever been. We're eating more chemicals than we've ever eaten throughout history. We need rate of returns and then triple compound interest. This is the highlight, in my opinion. Interest on the principal, interest on the interest, and interest on the money saved in taxes. Guys, the rules of money have changed, and nowhere is that more true than within your retirement. So how does this currently look or work, more importantly? How does indexing work? How does the private reserve account work? Well, if you get the upsides of the market and you can never go backwards, then very simply, zero is your hero, isn't it? Because as we're looking at this, we get to participate in the upsides of the market, but we never go backwards. So if we start with the balance of $100,000, we get a credit of 8%. Our new balance is $108,000. Well, let's say the year after that, the market is down 8%. Well, because you cannot lose money, zero is very simply your hero. You maintain that $108,000 balance. But if you're in the market, you're now down 8%, which means your new balance is $99,360. I trust you guys are following. So the following year, you have a 5% return on the markets. Your new balance is $113,000 with the private reserve account. Your market investment is $104,000. You'd need over 14% just to catch up where your account has been over those 3 short years. So keep in mind, when you look at the 5% shown in this example, you'd have a total of $104,000 that receives. That's a $9,000 difference because of that zero is your hero mechanism there. You guys can see some of the results that have transpired over an extended period of history. I'm going to go through, I'm going to skip a little bit about this. We'd be happy to dive into the mechanics a little bit further with you guys on an individual basis, but let's get back to some of the meat and potatoes of what do we want in an investment and what investments contain all of these types of features. Growth. Most accounts, you can't have growth without some type of volatility to where it goes up or down. We want safety, but safety products, typically, they don't carry the rewards. Tax advantage vehicles, most people don't even know about them. And those protection features, most people, they don't think about, well, how am I going to pass this on 30 years from today? Because, when you're 30, you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And then you wake up and you're 50 or 60 and you're wondering where life, was. Most people, they don't think about this on a daily basis. But what types of products have all of these different features? You can see there are very, very few and far in between. There's only one amongst all of these types of opportunities. You've got stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Stocks and mutual funds. They've got great growth, but they're missing the other 3 pillars. You have 401ks. They've got potential growth, but they're missing those other 3 features. Roth IRAs. We love the tax-free benefits, but there's some volatility there. You've got the only type of account that has growth, safety, the tax advantages, and the protection that we need is that private reserve account. And guys, the promise is very clear. Dream big and dream often, but also do this tactically. I'm a guy that looks at the world from an optimistic perspective, right? I look at a glass and it's half full, but I'm no fool either, because my job is to be the devil's advocate. And most people are fed a strategy that has no business being fed to people. If the guy that created the 401k savings plan, if he even says, I created a monster, that should create a little bit of, well, what do I need to know that I do not know yet? And by the way, most people, you need to utilize a 401k, but they're overutilized. That's the problem, is that it was designed to be 10% of someone's portfolio, not 90%. And most people that walk into, our door here in Scottsdale, or they're taking our phone calls and we're going through their portfolios, it's the opposite. They have 90% of their net worth in something that's controlled by another entity versus, it's the 90-10. So they have less control over their lifestyle, less control over their dreams because they're giving it to someone else. That's no way to have something that's predictable. We believe in believe in preparation over prediction. You prepare for the ups and downs. That means you're proactive. If you're predicting, you tend to operate from a reactive state of mind. And that's where you make decisions and you haven't thought them through. But if you're proactive or you're in a preparation stage, you get advantages of both sides of the coin. So my friends, we are right at the top of the hour. I promised every week that we're going to keep this short, condensed. And I trust that you got the information that you needed today to go and share this with someone that you love. And often I ask people that if you thought something to be true and ultimately it wasn't, how soon would you want to know? How soon would your family want to know? The American dream is absolutely within everyone's grasp, but you have to do it. It's a math equation. Rich is very easy to do. Wealth is a state of mind. We cannot have financial wealth without building our financial health. MWR is the solution that solves everything, doesn't it? You've got a cash flow issue. There's MWR for you. If you've got a credit issue, MWR is there for you. If you've got tax issues, MWR is there for you. If you've got money that's in the wrong places, we're here for you. We're kind of like the guy that sits on the outside of the arena from a wrestling, kind of like a wrestling match, and we're holding out our hands and we're waiting for you to tap us in. And our fight are people that would rob our wealth. Now, I'm not someone that is an anarchist, but I do know that freedom and autonomy, my own outcome is going to be built on my own efforts. I trust you're building your dreams based on your own efforts. And when done correctly, there will never be anyone else that can rob you of that, not our government, not our banks, not highly compensated executives, CEOs. All of those people will just be an afterthought when done correctly. Well, my friends, that will conclude my meeting or my content for today. If you ever need us, we're simply a phone call away. We're very happy to go through the particulars of these accounts with you. I'm Cord Burner, signing out for now. We'll pass it back to you, Daryl. Appreciate everybody's time.
And I tell you what, this information you delivered tonight, it's how can you sleep? How can you sleep with knowing that this is something that everyone, with having the proper strategies put in place by our MWR Passport consults, that we can have and gain financial stability. I tell you what, with that being said, guys, we will be back on the platform next Thursday. Be sure to set your alarms to tune in, invite guests onto this platform. And I'm going to go ahead and release the call so we can all say good night. Please stay on hold just a sec.
All right.
Powerful information.
Thank you. You did.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
This session is no longer being recorded.
All right. All right, guys. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
we can hear you.
All right, cool. Man, that was powerful. That is some good stuff right there. Coach T. Guys, I don't know if y'all saw what I
Look.
saw. I don't know if y'all saw what I saw tonight, but I got a little warm feeling in my chest at the end of that thing.
Hey, this is for grown folk. I'm just letting everybody know. This is the real deal.
Yeah.
That firm is called Mod Financial, not MWR.
Right.
Some of the top firms. That membership, if people really understood what that membership and the value that brings, as I once heard, people know the price of everything but the value of nothing. That membership by itself can make anybody on this line wealthy. I
Now,
got
let me
in
ask
this
you
for the
this.
membership. I'm being real with you. I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking about building a team when I got in this, but it worked so good for me. I couldn't help but tell Brian that Brian tricked me because I got into this. I said, Brian, I'm done with network marketing. I was reading what Russell was talking. I'm done with it. I can't look at stuff like that. That's for, you never create wealth. I got
Yeah.
in this for the membership, y'all. I want y'all to know this.
Yeah. Yeah. But the building part is natural. I mean, this is a powerful product. Like you say, I often say whenever we speak upon our name, Future Millionaires Club, it's not just a name. If you reverse the name, it is a club. We are a club or a community that is currently creating millionaires for the future. So, but the only way we can do that is through education. So you think it's all about making money, 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 and jumping these network marketing companies. But I know plenty of network marketers that was made $3 million last year, or the last 2-3 years, and broke now, and broke
Toe up.
because they didn't understand how money really works. And it's not their fault. It's our fault as a people. We just know what we know. We wasn't taught, and we was born in a different segment, or somebody might have been taught over there. Well, I know where I was born at. I ain't never heard none of these words in my household. None of this. And so, but I'm always intrigued by education, and particularly about financial education, financial literacy, because that's the key, man. Now, like I say, I've was a millionaire at a young age, lost that just as fast as I made it. And I made a few other small fortunes and pretty much lost those. So I know how to make money, but I really don't know how to keep it and protect it and grow it. And so that's when when I hit in my 40s, that's when I really start paying attention to, man, I need to really understand this stuff, because I got a hole in my pocket. I know I can make some money, but where the hell is going, I don't know. And so, God, that program now, PAR, man, that's boy, I got a warm feeling tonight. Y'all got that feeling too? Oh man.
That
Go
private
ahead.
reserve account is powerful, y'all. You might
Guys,
want to set up a consultation.
real quick, does anybody on the phone have any questions about that while we got Coach on the phone? And we're gonna kill about 30 minutes while Mr. Bean come in. He got a special something he wanna talk. He wanna talk to us tonight. So we're gonna hang around.
I got a
Yeah,
question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Keith Moore, how you doing?
What's up, Keith? How you doing, bro?
Everything is good. Everything is good. Hey, once somebody signs up on your website for the retention credit, employee retention credit, how do we know whether it's done or not on our side?
Well, you can do it one of two ways. You can actually call the tax hotline, or you can go into your capture pages, and they will show in your back office, the person. Now, this is what I want everybody to know, because there's been some software, some glitches, some bugs that we're seeing happen with information being ported over. It's best if you use Google Chrome and do not have your potential ERC client sign up on a cell phone. Make sure it's on a tablet, make sure, or a PC or a laptop, and use Google Chrome, not Firefox or any of these other, type of networks, okay?
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right. Or I like to say this, like I did today, because we did one, the client did the information on a cell phone. We did not see him in the system. I called MWR, they did not see him in the system. So I called him direct, and I put him on the phone with an MWR agent, and they put him in over the phone with me. Nothing wrong with that either. And they'll put him in directly. So that's another way that you can three-way MWR in, let them know you have an ERC, potential ERC client, and you let them do it over the phone, and you'll know they're in the system.
So wait a minute. Wait one minute. You just said something that just threw me off. I ain't heard nobody say this in a long time. MWR actually have a support number that you can actually call and talk to a real live human?
Come on.
I was just finna say, man, when he said that, I was just gonna say, this is art. I was just gonna say, man, their line's gonna be flooded.
Well,
They handle it. Hey, look, it's a good high class problem to have right now.
man, that's because you know everywhere else was it's just, you gotta send a support ticket. They ain't talking to nobody. That's cool there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
what they get paid to do. Hey, look, once Russell Simmons said it one time to me when I was working with him at Def Jam. He said, you don't got to be the most talented person in the room. You don't got to be the smartest person in the room, but you got to be smart enough to know that you can hire the smartest person in the room. I hope y'all understand this is a whole wealth mindset opportunity, which is different than probably most that any of us has ever done. You got to think like Henry Ford in this. Most people, the two things they do, they try to explain it, they try to be the expert. And all you got to do is be a good usher, or from where I'm from, Ursher. I'm being real. I keep this country simple. I mean, I keep it so simple that a person say, if you can do it, I can kill it. If you're not getting that, like I've heard before, if you're the best person on your team is in trouble.
Yeah.
Look, I learned that from Dexter Yeager.
Well, I got about 10 of them on the phone sharper than me right now, so I'm good.
Good high class. I got so many sharp people around me. I'm just blessed today. I just thank you. I don't got a guy in the room because I know who I am. Because if you know who you are, you don't have to be. You just be the best you.
Cool. Anybody else got any questions about what you guys just saw? Did anybody understand what y'all just saw?
I
Yeah, I got a
understand it.
question.
Go ahead, Chiquita.
I understand it. I'm an insurance advisor. I do understand it quite well.
All right.
And that is one of the things I've been preaching to my potential clients for several years since I learned about index universal life insurance. That it is definitely something that you want to have. Like the gentleman said, 401k is okay, but you want to have your own private thing going on because this is not going to be affected by the market. So when you hear people tell you, oh, I lost $40,000 today because the market went south and my 401k went south with it, went down to 0K. When you have this type of product, you are not going to lose the money that you have accumulated in that account. So that's protection that the gentleman is referring to. So you want to have something that's protected because we don't ever know which way the economy is going. But because it does have a floor, for those people might lose $40,000 or $50,000. If you've accumulated that amount, or you have accumulated 100,000 or whatever, that will remain in your account. It may not grow during that time frame that it's going down, but you won't lose anything of what you have accumulated up to that point. And so it is definitely a great policy or product to have in your portfolio.
Hey,
Wow.
Coach T.
Yes, sir.
Didn't I just tell you I got about 10, 15 people on the phone sharper than me?
Bro,
That make me the smartest man in the world.
look. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Look, that's validation from an expert right there. Shut the room down. This is real stuff, y'all. This for grown folks now, for real.
Yeah, I have my daughter has one, and it's great to. I mean, if somebody is 55 and younger, I mean, they have a great opportunity to have this set up where this will be an excellent platform for them in their retirement. And even before then, it can really allow a person to retire early if they start early enough. This is
Wow.
something that you should have for your children or your grandchildren, because if you start a grandbaby or a child out really young with this kind of product, oh my goodness, they will have millions of dollars by the time that they get ready to retire. And it'll actually, it can be paid, their product can be paid up. You know, it's set up. There's so many different scenarios that, let's say, for instance, this is hypothetical, but you start the baby, you know, the baby's born and someone gifts the baby this particular platform of growth. And then let's say they're putting in $50 a month. By the time the baby is 30 years old, or they're grown at that point, but there's enough money in that account that you don't even have to pay anymore into it. You just let it continue to grow. You've paid all you need to pay into it. And it just continues to grow and grow over time. And so that's how it can accumulate. And I'm not really sure, because there are different platforms, different companies have different products like this, what we're talking about. But some of them even have where, you know, if a person gets a critical or chronic illness, they're able to tap into that specifically for that purpose. So it can do a lot of things, definitely. So you definitely want to look at it for sure, and get one.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very unique product, and it's what all wealthy people index their money. I've found out all as part of their financial portfolio. Because think about it, and it brought it to my attention as I got educated in this. Knowing all these years now how to make money, like Russell, we know how to make money, but when you start tapping into what wealthy people do, their money makes money. And this is attached to an insurance product. That's what it's attached to. But think about it. Any bank you go to is what? FDIC, they're attached to an insurance product. So what's bigger? The insurance companies are more powerful than the bank.
Exactly.
So why don't we do the same thing? I borrow against my PRA.
Absolutely. Sure
I borrow
can.
money against my PRA to buy stuff.
Thank you. Exactly. Get your car, down payment for a car, down payment for a house.
That's what
all
I did
that
with
kind of
this
stuff.
house. That's what I did with this house right here.
Wow.
From a 401 that I left and pulled out of, I did a rollover.
Oh, did a rollover. Uh-huh. Oh,
I did a
very good.
rollout. I rolled out. It was just different. I rolled it right into a PRA. And through MWR, if I never spoke to a person about it, it's changed my life. And then my children see me doing this. My sons are involved. So we're breaking generational curses. My sons have PRAs in the early 20s.
That's right. Oh, they're going to be there. They'll be set beyond.
Sister, they'll be millionaires, multi-millionaires before they're 40.
Yes, they will. Mm-hmm.
I think you said something really important, man, when you said you're breaking that curse, because that's a powerful and more important thing. You know, it's several of them different type of curses, and you know, it's not even just the financial; it's the health part. It's all of that, man.
All of it.
Hello, Coach.
Yes.
Hey, this is Wesley.
How you doing, Wesley?
Doing good. I was just going to chime in. It's like I actually started one about 3 or 4 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yep.
And I did the same thing for my son, who I think he was 21 at the time, or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if nothing else, just from my end, because we're kind of doing it almost as a family, it's that peace of mind thing. Just to know if the world goes crazy,
yes,
you'll be okay.
And it's going crazy.
It is.
It hasn't even started. Starbucks just made a huge announcement. I don't know if you heard about it today. Out of business. Finito. Done.
What?
Wow.
All right now. The flood is coming. Starbucks done.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Done.
That's a good thing because for the price of a coffee, if you add it up on that's their monthly fee. So I got to go after these Starbucks people now.
What?
And look,
So you
how
saying
many-
another one bites the dust?
Well, I
FTX
heard on the
has been
news
under
that the
too.
Starbucks employees were on strike. I didn't hear that were done, that they closed. I heard that they were on strike.
No, they're closing Starbucks. They're closing them over in Europe. They overseas, they shutting Starbucks down. I got the article.
That's strong.
Look, y'all.
Yeah, I
That
see
is-
it
the
now.
that is.
Going out of
get,
business.
the worse the economy get, the better you do in MWR. I'm letting you know. And especially with some stuff I can't say right now. Brian might slip.
Hint, we need some hints.
We're not listening. So if you start talking to yourself and we're not listening, you don't have to worry. Sometimes people talk to themselves out loud.
Well, you know. I'm
You say what? What?
I'm gonna say this.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
And I even answer myself.
This daily pay. You see, like the little daily pay that where it start $5. You see 8,500 a day. That's about the y'all. Like you know, don't play with this one. This is not the one to play with. I'm letting you know. Okay. Yeah, you in it from for sharing the good news. If people call this work to have joy and see people win and give hope.
Yes, sir.
I'll take this job for the rest of my life because this is not even work.
Yes, sir.
And then you can show them.
Hey.
Comp plan about to change, y'all. Y'all about to get rewarded more to share the gospel. I encourage, build your distribution like Russell Shand. McDonald's is part of why Starbucks is out of business too. Y'all know that. Why? Because McDonald's has the largest distribution. Listen to what I'm saying now. It's not about the best product. It's not even about the best service. It's about having the biggest distribution. So when they infuse these new services, there's about 3 to 4 new services about to come into this business. When they inject that coffee into McDonald's, it shuts Starbucks down. I'm gonna let you know that's part of the process too. Not because it's a better coffee, but they had the biggest distribution. I want y'all to start thinking it's not recruiting you're doing. You're playing in the B side of the quad, the cash flow. Wealthy people build business systems and they invest. MWR is the shortcut. Build your distribution. We got the problem the solution to what the world's looking for right now, and let your money go to work for you. And I'm gonna share with you, because of this real estate, I just gave a little tip. Y'all, I can't hold water. Be ready. Just understand, this is not
Keep talking, Coach.
network marketing. If you just understand that, you're gonna be good.
Not your traditional network marketing.
This ain't that, as they say. Don't play with this one.
Well, I know for me, that's the purpose for that's what drew me, because all of the financial benefits that this has to offer, understanding money, how money works. And that's something I've been needing, and I'm just glad to be here, man.
Amen, my brother. You
making it go.
You see it. You see it. You'll be able to build this and help a lot of people with what you just said. Because if they understand the value, they win when they get in. That's when you win in this. And employ it, not just be in it, not have a toothbrush and never use it.
Right.
Get in and become familiar with your money. All this is doing is a matchmaker for you and your money. It's just building that's the missing link. That's the gap. That's why we've been running after money. I know network marketers been in the industry for years, like Russell, been making millions, and broke is a joke today. Everything fell apart. Because the missing link was always financial literacy.
Yep. That's it.
We got it. All we got to do is share the gospel now. I treat this like parable of talents. I'm guilty if I don't talk to somebody and say something to somebody. I feel guilty. I'm being real. How can you know this good news? Like, and I'm only a man. I'm like, hold up, y'all. Like, I got to tell somebody.
Yeah.
And then I can show it. I can document it. Well, what you making today? I can tell you what I'm making today. I got the cash flow equivalent. I'm getting with Brian Bean's, but this is the beauty of it. Nobody hit the top of the comp plan yet. So anybody can beat them now. And I'm competitive. And you know it.
I know
So
that's
look,
right.
anybody on this line can beat anybody there.
Yeah.
Russell, and Coach T, this question, will we have that? I missed most of the presentation there. Will we have that next week?
That's different. I recorded it, so I'll send out the recording.
Okay, yeah, I need to see that.
All right. So let's see.
Hey, Coach, I'm still needing that cup of coffee before Starbucks actually closed down, man. You're right around the corner, bro.
Well, you got 5 more days.
People calling like, I mean, like this phone calling crazy, but it's all good. Hold on. I'm here. I'm like, oh, wait. They calling, they trying to get in. I'll tell you, all right, just sign up on the link. Just sign up. You can't stop it. And we got what 98% of the population looking for right now. They waking up. They waking up.
Miss Joyce Hoverson. Miss Joyce. It's another sharp young lady right here. She way sharper than me. She think I don't know.
Okay.
Joyce. Joyce must be on walked away. Miss Kim McIntosh. Can you hear me? Yep. Miss Kimberly Davis.
Let me reach over to
Kim, every time you unmute for some reason, it's like you got a, I don't know, like something like you're on a walkie-talkie or something. Got a lot of static in the background. Kim, meet yourself, Kim.
It sounds like she's on a two-way radio or something.
Yeah. Sound like you work at Radio Shack.
Ain't Radio Shack gone?
I haven't seen a Radio Shack in years.
Yeah, I think they're still online. Yeah, well, you know, the economy is changing, guys. So I don't know. I think education is the key. We get education we stay on this call every Thursday night. What I like about the way they do it is every Thursday night, they highlight a different product. And so you really begin to understand the value that's in this membership, guys. We're talking about, when we're discussing our phase one, the value, and looking at other companies and the value they provide. I mean, just with FMC, we provide a lot of value because it's MWR program. The value that it provides is just incredible. This financial literacy is just, it's just powerful. So, we are definitely, and I think that's what we have to make people see, you're not just really, it's not just about this $10. It's about the value that FMC is going to provide. We're going to provide value for your health. We're going to provide value for your financial wealth. So, we just got to get people to really see the value, because this is some exciting stuff here. I am excited.
You know what I like about MWR is I think this is the only, I would say, untraditional network marketing company where all somebody has to do is be a member and utilize the services, and their money's going to grow without building a team, without selling memberships. I don't know of any other company out there that's really like this. I mean, so it's like, it's almost a no-brainer to share this information out.
I definitely agree 100%. It's kind of like also, you mentioned something, Robert Kiyosaki, with the 4 money quadrants. We always talk about, I remember when I first read the book years ago, and oh man, I always was on that left side of the quadrant. I was self-employed. I was always self-employed. And you know how that goes. If you get sick or stop working, you can't work no more, the money stops. So
Yes, sir.
always trying to get over to that right side of the quadrant and become a business owner, to where, really didn't have to work and just have people work for you. But then the ultimate was always wanting to get to that I side of the quadrant, that investment side.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I read the whole Robert Kiyosaki series, and that he is a very powerful brother, man. Very, very powerful when it comes to money, how the whole economy works, and just teaching yourself just basic financial principles. One of the things I remember him saying was when his father, his what it was, his other dad,
It's rich dad.
poor dad, yeah, told him to be a bean counter.
Mm-hmm.
Take some courses in accounting, understand accounting, and just those little tips, and things like that. So, I mean, it's just, and this program has all of that, and it's all automated. It's all software driven. I mean, you can really, really with this program run a successful business from the financial side of it, dealing with the taxes and all of that kind of stuff, investments, and that's they have these folks doing your taxes, man. That is so powerful right there.
It is.
All right, let me see. You know what? Oh, they trying to get in the room. All right, I gotta put them bills back on.
Hey man, listen. Thanks for
All right.
doing these calls, bro. I mean, it's important. I can't always get on them like that, but man, I hate when I miss them. So if you will, please send me the recording in the morning.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I gotta run right now, but hey, everybody, have a great night.
Okay.
And I always appreciate the input people share on these calls.
Okay. Good deal. But thanks for dropping in, man. God bless.
You got it, my brother.
Hey, Russell, listen. This Larice. Please make sure you get me that recording, okay? That thing is crazy.
I'm gonna send it out to everybody. I'm sending it out to the team tomorrow.
Russell, put some fire on it. Put some fire on it, bro. All right, man. You have a good night.
Brian should be chiming in.
All right, cool. All right, he might be on. I thought I let him
Brian
in.
still coming?
Yeah, he's still. So we're waiting on him.
Oh, okay.
9:30. I thought I admitted him to the room.
I just spoke to him.
Okay. Mr. Bain, are you in? Mr. Brian.
Let me call him.
Okay.
I think he's there.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you
I
now.
thought that was him coming in.
All right, mic
404.
check, mic check.
Good afternoon, sir.
How's it going, Russ?
Man, everything going great, man. It keeps going well. It's amazing, man. Life is amazing. God is good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad you guys pulled the trigger and ready to strategize.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know,
Absolutely.
we're excited. We was on that call tonight and they told us about the PAR. So, you know, we're excited about that. And we understand that you got some great news that you want to share with us or, you know, talk to us about or strategize with us. So we just excited to have you tonight, brother.
Okay. All right. Am I ready to go? Or are you waiting on some people to get on?
Now you are ready to go. Pretty much everybody, you know, I call star 8 o'clock. So these is last stragglers kind of hanging in there.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
I just asked my wife for another few minutes.
Okay. Well,
So
I
Mr.
definitely
B
won't
can
keep you
talk
guys
to us.
long. Okay, I won't keep you guys long. I'm doing an audio call, guys, so I can't see anybody. I called in via audio, but I appreciate everybody for taking the time out. The PRA training tonight, I'm sure, was incredible. You guys have to understand where you sit, and here's what I tell everybody: there's no better time than right now with the economy the way it is. There's a lot of uncertainty with everything from gas to groceries being sky high. There's no better time right now than right now to get your financial house in order. But here's what I got to get everybody to realize. We haven't even scratched the surface of the number of people that we have to impact, not need to impact. I mean, not want to impact. We have to impact these people. Here's why. An extra $600 a month, $2,000 a month, right? I'm blessed enough to be at 5 figures a month. You got an extra $2,400 a month. My son just hit $2,400 a month. He's 18 years old. You know, he's on his way to $4,200 a month. These are life-changing. This is a life-changing compensation plan for those who do 2 basic things. I'm gonna tell you what they are. One, if you have private Zooms, and what I mean by private is where you invite your people and let us speak to them. You invite your people and let us speak to them. They invite their people and let us speak to them. What happens is the more private you make the business, that doesn't mean we're not going to do stuff as a team, right?
Right.
Russell, these guys, all you guys are the king and queens of team effort. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is,
like a home meeting, like a
home
party. Back in the day, we do a home party.
And Zooms, right? And Zooms. Yep, you got to do 2 of each. Your first 4 weeks in the business, if you do 2 profit parties and 2 Zooms, catch the people out of town that are on the Zoom and catch the people that are near you for your profit party. Once we break down the things that we offer now and you start painting the vision for the things that we're about to offer, it's going to be a foolproof business. Now, let me tell you what I mean. I can't give you guys all the details. Here's what I will tell you. The compensation plan is about to get enhanced even more. You're still going to get paid every day, but you're going to get paid more frequently. I mean, in more than one way every day, right? Can't get no more frequent than every day, right, Russ? I mean, what you want every minute.
Right.
But but there's going to be a number of extra ways for you to get paid every day. That's number one. So not only is the number of methods that we get paid going to increase, but your checks are about to increase. Get ready for our February national conference in Fort Lauderdale. Russ, if this team right here buckles down and gets that chart out, everybody hear me good now, howtoshiftyourincome.com. Click on members. When you click on members, you're going to see this chart that says 12 by 12 by 12. That's 12 points, 12 people, and 12 people in 3 legs. 12 points, 12 people, and 12 people in 3 legs. That's what it stands for. That alone is going to catapult you guys to where when we roll out the new comp plan, a lot of y'all going to get instant pay raises. And I ain't talking about the one from your job. That's number one. Number two, more services. We're going to expand the number of people that you're going to be able to talk to. I got you. And what I mean by that is you can talk to a millionaire the same way you can talk to a person that can get an instant pay raise on their job that's struggling. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. You're going to have something for everybody. I don't care if they're a millionaire. I don't care if they're a decamillionaire. I don't care if they have a job. I don't care if they have a business owner. We're about to really beef up the save, make, and grow. The growth phase, Russell, is about to be something that you guys on this Zoom will be rich in the next 2 years. But what you do in the next 4 months is going to determine how rich. Mark my words. Everybody on this Zoom can change their net worth in 2 years. But what you do, are you going to get distracted in November? Are you going to just pass the peas in December? Are you going to get up and just eat black eyed peas in January and then mess around in February and celebrate Valentine's Day? Or for once in your life, are you going to say, you know what? The timing is right. People getting laid off. We got nobody in the country that knows about MWR. We got a new comp plan enhancements. We got products and we got services for everybody. The time is now. I'm telling you guys, you're not gonna believe the February conference in Fort Lauderdale. You're not gonna believe it. But you gotta be there to experience it, and you gotta ramp your business up now. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end it. Never forget this, guys. We're in the distribution business. We're not in the financial business. We happen to have the best experts on the planet doing what we call 3 up and 3 down. And after this enhancement, we have to call it something else. It's 4 up and 4 down. But my point is, you're not in the financial business. You're not selling services. You're not selling land. You're not selling credit restoration. You're not selling tax minimization. You're not selling no debt elimination. What you're doing is you're building a distribution base of people who want to build assets. So when we drop the next asset in the pipeline, your points quadruple. The team that has the most duplication is going to win in February. And the team that's going to have the most duplication is going to be the team that print out that chart. 12 by 12 by 12. The team that get the most people on their private Zooms and dump them to me on Wednesday nights, 12 by 12 by 12. If you guys have already committed Wednesday to y'all's organization, I respect that. But we need to do something where you guys get them to me so I can shut them down another night of the week so I can make sure everybody getting trained properly. That makes sense, Russ?
Let me ask you this then. So basically, it would be more beneficial, we work more cooperative if we switch that night to Wednesday night.
I gotta get y'all with me on Wednesdays, guys. I promise you, I won't let you down.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Not a problem. So Wednesday night is your night.
Team,
we'll commit to doing Wednesday night for MWR. We'll plug into your post.
Man,
What
if you
time?
do that, I'm gonna sing. It's 8:30 Eastern. 8:30 Eastern on Wednesdays.
8:30 Eastern on Wednesday. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we do 8 o'clock. So I can do FMC, be done by 8:30. Boom. Go right in your call on Wednesday, and we'll just switch other phase to another night. No problem. We got you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. If y'all do that, I promise you, y'all give me 4 months of consistency with those charts. I'm not gonna let you down. 4.0 is here. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. I'm waiting on it to unfold. But just know this: you're gonna have more than one membership to offer people. Let me tell you that. You're gonna have more than one member. You're gonna have another membership that's robust, another membership that the wealthiest person in the country be like, now this, I need this membership for where I'm at in my life. You're gonna have another membership that allows the scope of people you talk to it's gonna be idiot proof. Like and it's gonna be, the point value is gonna be so remarkable that you're gonna catapult up the daily pay faster because of the people you're talking to, because of what we offering them, and in addition to the one you got now, with some enhancements to the one you got now. It's I can't sleep, guys. I can't sleep. So print off that chart, howtoshiftyourincome.com. Click on members, and you'll see my chart. It says 12 by 12 by 12. That's what y'all need to wake up and start throwing names in those slots like you shooting darts. And Russ, if everybody do that, I have all you guys on this call at least at the $1 million ring by February. That's your goal. Get to the $1 million ring, which is $280 a day by February. That's y'all's goal. Okay? If you fall short on 140 a day, then great, no problem. But shoot for this $1 million ring, and let's walk across that stage, and all of us get this $1 million ring by February. Fair enough?
What's the document again?
It's called the roadmap. It's called 12 by 12 by 12. Howtoshiftyourincome.com, and click on members. When you click on members, it's going to say, I just got started. What do I do now? And you're going to click on that, and you'll see the roadmap.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Howtoshiftyourincome.com. Click on members, and it's going to say, I just got started. What do I do now? Like, I want all y'all to act like you brand new. Because, Russ, here's the thing. The more organized, so you got to have one band, one sound. If the team gets adjust and start filling out those charts now, everybody that come in after y'all is going to fill out their chart. Well, when they fill out their chart, they pushing you to the 280 a day. That's how I got to 1,000 a day so fast.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Because my whole team.
Let me ask you a question. So this 12 by 12 structure, basically everybody needs 12 personals.
No, sir. No, sir. Let me get it straight. Okay. 12 by 12 by 12 means 12 points, which is 3 people.
Oh.
Then 12 people. Yeah, 12 points is 3 people. You'll see it on the chart. I don't want y'all to guess. That's why I'm telling everybody to print this chart out so y'all can see how I did it. 12 points is 3 people. Then 12 people on your team total, not you personally. Now, once y'all, if you go get 12, God bless you. Don't get me wrong. I sponsored over 100 people. But the 12 by 12 by 12 is 12 points, which is 3 people. And then if you help those 3 people get 3 people, now you got 12 on your team. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay. People think 3 times 3 is 9. It is, but people forget. In network marketing, 3 times 3 is 9 plus 3 is 12, because you got to remember the 3 people that started it. So
that makes a lot of sense.
In network marketing, 3 to get 3 is not 9. In network marketing, 3 to get in exponential growth, 3 to get 3 is 12. So that's 12 people. Now you need 12 people in each leg. So and when you run that play for 12 months, so we call it 12 by 12 by 12. It's not gonna make sense if y'all don't have a chart in front of you. But when you go to howtoshiftyourincome.com and click on members, then click on I just got started. What do I do? You'll see what I'm talking about. Fill that chart out collectively. There you go. Fill that chart out collectively. That's the key to the Comma Club. That's the key to $1,200 a month. And when you duplicate that for 12 months, you'll be making 5 figures a month, way before 12 months. I want y'all to shatter my record.
12, 24, 48. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
12
like
a plan.
Points. 12 people in each leg. 12 points, 12 people total, 12 people in each leg. That's what I want y'all to do. And run that play for 12 months and watch what happens to your life.
I put it in the chat.
All right, sounds good, man. Hey, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Do me a favor, Russ. This is the biggest thing you can do for me, man. Put on Facebook, pull me in a group messenger chat. Every morning when I wake up, I chat with my legs and give you guys the mission for the day, the updates, the tools, anything I create. I put them in I got 5 different chats for my 5 different legs. And I want y'all to create your own chat and pull me in so I can have direct line of communication to show everybody these announcements and these updates, okay?
On Facebook? So
Facebook Messenger.
We need to create a Facebook Messenger group.
Just the Messenger, right. Pull me into the Messenger. Yep, the Messenger.
All right, so that means I got to be friends with you on Facebook.
Hit me up. Hit me with the inbox. I got you.
All right, cool.
Okay,
right, cool.
And then you pull everybody in, and I'll give y'all updates as they come.
Sound like a plan. Sound like.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys. Sorry about the 8:30 earlier, guys. I got something going on in my house. I got to figure out with some smoke or something. So everybody's good. God is good. I appreciate it. But I had a little emergency this week and I had to handle it. So I appreciate you guys for hopping back on, and you guys have a great night.
I appreciate you, man. All right, God bless, man.
Okay, Brian, bless you, man.
All right.
Bless you, Brian.
Hey, thank you guys, man. I'll see y'all in the messenger tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Bree.
All right.
Hey,
All
Russell.
right, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I sent you a friend request a while back, man. I see you still haven't accepted
Where I've been on Facebook once or twice a month.
it. Well, hey, we're gonna get you on there more now.
Yeah, I got to get back into it. I kind of got off of it, just doing all that pandemic stuff, man. There was so many rumors and all kind of just, I don't know, it was just too much negativity.
I feel you.
I just got off of it. But for business, yeah, we pop back on there and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the detox. Yeah, the detox.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I was getting it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a frequency it's on. All that's true. But if you just use it for business, we know why we get on and get off.
That's real.
That's all.
Exactly.
That's the only reason I'm on there.
Yep.
Business.
That's it.
Connecting. Kingdom business, to be honest with you. But
Boy, that's the
why
only reason I'm on there also, man. You know, it's business and spread the word of God.
amen. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That I want
Yeah.
all mature, all
Hey, Coach, I
mature
don't know if
folks
I'm friends
my
with you
page.
on Facebook yet either.
What's that now?
I don't know if I'm friends with you on Facebook.
I'm Trevor Thompson on there.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
can send a friend request. You know, I'm not big on the Facebook thing, but you know, I just use it to reconnect, stuff like that.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you, y'all hear the fire in his voice now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
A preacher voice.
Stratosphere stuff.
Sound like a man with a plan.
Oh, this is very calculated. And #1 team in the whole company too. Y'all in a special place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you connected straight to the motor here. It's no drive shaft. It's tranny to the wheel. Boom. Motor. That's what we got right here, y'all. This will make you wealthy. Well.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. Let me see. Is there anybody on the call tonight that is not a part of MWR that has any questions about MWR? If not, we're gonna go ahead and close this call out tonight.
Okay.
So anybody on here that is not signed up in MWR, you're getting information, you like what you heard, and you want to know some more.
Well, Coach, I got you.
You got me?
Yep.
I see you.
All right, good deal.
Now time. That's right. That's how we do it.
All right, guys, well, listen, if there be no other questions, we're going to go ahead and close this call out. And I want to thank everybody for taking time out your busy schedules, man. You guys, real troopers, man. Really appreciate the love. And we'll see you guys, what's the night? Thursday. So no call tomorrow, cancel third Friday nights. So we'll see you guys Monday. So everybody know what to do. We'll see you guys Monday. God be blessed and enjoy your weekend. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night, family.
Good night.
Good night.